Well, there we go. Okay, everything's ready. We got a full show lined up for you today, but we begin with a very somber note. Anyone familiar with baseball radio and listening to baseball on the radio, especially in the New York area, and to a fellow like me who was inspired to become a play-by-play announcer, news came down earlier this morning that we've lost the legendary John Sterling. Sterling, everybody recognizes as the voice of the Yankees, but also did some television in Atlanta for many, many years. He got the call to his hometown to be the voice of the Yankees in 1989 and was there until he retired. And as I mentioned, the word came down this morning that we lost him. So, Big John, this one's for you. We're going to have fun. We're going to laugh. We're going to honor you with some great sports talk. A couple of your calls maybe slipped in here and there. An Empress is waiting. A droid is waiting. The folks are waiting. We're ready to go. Let's do this thing.
I can't do it. We'll do it live. Do it live. I'll write it and we'll do it live.
Mister, will you please wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up?
Good morning. Snowman here to all you Brock Purdy and San Francisco 49er haters. Shut up. I got to thank you, Shane.
I mean, whatever happened to the games where breaking 100 points was, I don't know, unusual?
There was one word to sum up the All-Star weekend.
Trays. Cause we take this job so serious.
Splash Brothers, yes. Ray Allen, replace him with Steve Kerr. Reggie Miller, yeah.
What in the all types of blue hell?
I can tell you not. Oh, yeah! All the rowdy friends are coming in. And look, I have my set back. Kinda. Good morning. Welcome to the MANIC Game 7 Monday edition of Snowman in the Morning. Glad to have y'all with us. This first hour is powered by Fanatics, officially licensed everything. There's a couple people waiting for me, and if you heard me tease last week, at least for one day, we got one of our regulars back. She's back, at least for today. Good
just
morning.
Just for today.
How are you?
Hi.
How you doing?
I'm good. Oh my God, it's so good to be back.
Good to have you back. Speaking of being back, we got to have a power play. Good morning, Droid. How you be?
Tired, a little stuffy.
Where am I heard that before?
Listen, I'm emotional because, for those who don't know the whole minus 17 story about AFC Bournemouth, the team almost never existed, and now we're about 3 weeks away from officially clinching a spot to Europe.
That's wonderful. That is wonderful. Let me tell the folks, sprinkled throughout the show, you'll hear some of John Sterling's best calls as we honor him. But we're going to start with a little hockey. And Droid, I have a question for you, and it goes like this. How do you win the game and you only shoot the puck 9 times?
Well, the thing is, we always talk about quantity is not always the best over quality. You can take 100 shots on net, but if you're not taking quality shots on net, it's never going to go in.
You know what? Ryan McCarthy gave me that fact this morning that the Montreal Canadiens, who eliminated the Lightning last night 2-1 in game. I'm not prepared. See, I didn't have my coffee yet. The Montreal Canadiens eliminated the Tampa Bay Lightning in a
Game 7.
It's also when you got the reincarnation of Carey Price in there, it's kind of hard to score on him.
True. 2-1 was the final last night, and it's the Habs that move on to, I believe, take on the Buffalo Sabres in round 2.
So the Montreal Canadiens will take on the Buffalo Sabres in round 2.
Yes, folks, the Habs are alive. I was getting ready for the show this morning. I was chatting it up with the guys and the gals. And 9 shots. You know what? Jody makes the joke all the time that hockey is an excuse for people to get together, to drink and to fight. But when she just heard me say the Montreal Canadiens shot the puck only 9 times last night, and then I told her the score 2-1. She gave me a simple question. How the hell did they win? Well, I'll tell you how they won. Montreal back-checked the hell out of Tampa Bay.
Well, you also got to remember they have a guy by the name of Jakub Dobeš in net.
Jakub Dobeš stopped everything that came his way. Everything. And, Droid, I owe you a ton of thanks for pointing him out to me. He's been one of my favorite goalies to watch this year. To the Fanatics feedback zone we go while we talk hockey. And I told you I'm not ready, and it's Jen's fault.
Excuse me?
I'm kidding. I'm totally kidding. See, I can playfully blame her because I call her my daughter from across the pond, and when a parent
he allows me to playfully flip him off. See, we have a lovely relationship.
Yep. We have a lovely relationship. But I do love you dearly. I joke around with you a lot, and you know that. But yes, I have to do this one. This one's for Ryan McCarthy, who will be with us tomorrow. A black man talking hockey.
But I had a chat.
The cute empress of all cute empresses, Miss Genevieve Yoso, and the empress that has also been affected by the obsession that is Tomodachi life.
I had a chat with the dog father last night, especially after his Celtics got eliminated, and he said, quote,
you gotta do it. You gotta do it right. You gotta do it right.
So he had a talk with the dog father, and we'll get back to the Fanatics feedback zone in just a moment because Zakiya McCoy is here through YouTube and Facebook. So Droid had a chat with the dog father, and he said, quote,
can we just fire everybody?
Close quote. I've been thinking that for a bunch of teams. We'll get to the Celtics in the NBA Game 7 after the break. Droid, in the NHL, if you would, please.
So we got round 2 already kicking off. Wild Avalanche kicked off last night. Avalanche won 9-6 because goalies don't exist in this series, I guess.
Goalies don't exist in the Western Conference.
I don't know how in the I don't know, as Chris Bass would say, I don't know what in the all types of blue hell was going on in the West. It just kind of felt like Jesper Wallstead and Scott Wedgwood didn't exist.
Mm-hmm. Because they were shooting all over the place. The last score I got before I passed out was 3-0 Avalanche. That's the last score I got for the night. And then my wife came in here, gave me a rub down, and she said, "You need to go to bed." So I went to bed. All right, what else is going on in the second round of the NHL playoffs?
Well, we're looking at the stats. Cale Makar with 2 goals, Devon Taves with 3 points, a goal, 3 assists, Nathan McKinnon.
Uh-oh.
Oh.
Hey, Droid, you muted yourself, I think.
It's anytime I tab out to go look at the stats, for some reason I mute. So
Weird.
basically, everybody and their mother had a goal against the Minnesota Wild.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And then you had the Flyers series kickoff, where the Flyers are very obviously no match for the Carolina Hurricanes, and I'm gonna say it again: Aho gelato, not your motto. Canes and 5.
Nah. Canes and foe.
But
Come on, please.
to finish out the final 2 series to predict, I am going to be glazing the Ducks all the way through this playoffs because I hate Vegas with a passion. I got Anaheim beating Vegas in 6 games.
I got Vegas beating. I got the opposite. I got Vegas beating Anaheim in 6 games.
And then I'm gonna go with, this is gonna be a very tough series. This series will go 7 games, and I'll put that on everything. This Buffalo Sabres Montreal series will go game 7.
It'll go the distance.
It's very hard to pick a winner, though.
I truly feel that Buffalo and Montreal will go to the distance. Since you can't pick a winner, I will. It's a coin flip.
Oh, where's my coin? Where's still reliable? Heads.
All right.
I got the Buffalo Sabres in 7 games.
Speaking of quarters, I got one here. Okay. We have Snowman's almighty coin. All right. Head says Buffalo. Tail says Montreal. Here we go. Count me down, Droid.
3, 2, 1.
Baba boy. Tails. I'm going for the upset.
You have the Montreal Canadiens upsetting the Buffalo Sabres. My coins got the Buffalo Sabres moving on, as they should, as a 1 seed to the semifinal.
It's going that series is going the distance. So it's going to be 7 wonderful games between those 2 old rivals getting together. And I think Buffalo picked up their fact check me on this, y'all, in the chat. I've been doing a lot of reading and a lot of studying over the weekend, but I think the Sabres picked up their first playoff series win. I want to get this right, since 2007.
I think it was 03.
Okay.
Um,
Somebody take a look at that, please. I want to say it was 2007. I'm probably off on that. Victor Locke says I can't flip quarters anymore since Gunrun keeps stealing them. He's probably using them to pay back Iron Mouse. Oh my God. The Gunrun jokes are real.
But you look at Montreal and Buffalo as teams overall, they're kind of in a similar situation. Very young teams with very young goaltenders. Both teams were kind of written off by the media because they just weren't prepared enough for a playoff run, and now they're both in the second round facing each other.
Yep.
But I see Buffalo as the better, younger team. They're a lot more established.
And they came on like at the start of the season, they were okay, but I want to say around Christmas, they came on like wildfire and
Buffalo looked like same old Buffalo. That was the thing. It was the start of the year, looked like same old Buffalo, dead last again. But then all of a sudden, we start seeing, hey, you're doing good. I don't know if I like the fact you're doing good.
Right. And then not only do they win their division, they're the number 1 seed in the Wales Conference, Eastern Conference, for those of you scoring at home. Wow. That's like Jen coming out of nowhere saying, I don't watch football, which is a lie.
Oh, come on. No, I don't watch American football.
I know.
I watch the type of football that you call soccer.
I know. We saw you watch it. We needed to see it. No, I'm kidding.
Not to mention the World Cup is starting up soon.
That is true. World Cup is starting soon. I'm excited for the games at Arrowhead Stadium, also known as GEHA Field.
Forget GEHA. It's Arrowhead Stadium.
Just a thought. But are you guys wanting to do predictions for the World Cup or no?
I mean, all the matchups are kind of set at this point. We got all the groups set because all the qualification is finished.
When does the World Cup kick off?
It's like June.
Let me check the exact date. So the very first match is the 11th of June at 3 p.m. EST with Mexico versus South Africa.
Viva la Mexico! Let's go.
Where's that being played?
Huh?
Where is that being played?
That is being played at the Estadio Azteca, Mexico City.
Mexico City. Okay. All right. So, week of Memorial Day, we'll make our predictions for the World Cup. Lock that down. Week of Memorial Day, we will make our predictions.
If you guys need me to sort of like make a pre-recorded video of my predictions, I'm happy to do that.
Done. We'll do it like Napoleon was doing it with his picks due to his work schedule. All right, let's take a break. When y'all get back, Dog, Shane, you ain't gonna like what I'm gonna say about your Celtics. After the absolute choke job, I'll say the rest later. In the meantime, remember this.
Honestly, it's a flavor that you can still find today, but I love some good old fish food flavor. The one that's like a creamy marshmallow, and then it's got little fish pieces in them.
I see. I would say, personally speaking, mine would be,
Get out of my face, you thirsty bitches.
Oh, hi, sir, man.
I can't believe I timed that so perfectly. Back in the
That was amazing.
This is Snowman in the Morning.
Drew Willingham.
In this case, yeah, you put the blame on Kyle Shanahan for apparently not preparing the team enough for the overtime rules, supposedly.
Cole Johnson.
Peyton was considered the winner, and he was the darling of all darlings for Gerald.
With a special appearance by Tyrone Alizé McDummy.
Ain't nobody calling me. Text delete.
Join these two football enthusiasts as they give you Total Football Talk. Live every Monday at 4 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Central on the Sertoba Media and the Comey Media YouTube channels. Hey, Eagles fan. Join my man Cool McCain and a host of others as they break down every single game, every single week in an objective manner and also from a fan's perspective as well. Remember, this cast feels just like you. Nobody likes you. And you don't care. Fly, Eagles, fly. Eagles Elite Podcast. Every Wednesday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern on YouTube and other podcast outlets.
From the hills of Santa Clara to the legacy of the stick, this is where red runs deep and greatness wears gold. 40 plus years of fan, 30 years in the booth, and now it's personal. The 49ers like you've never heard them before. This is That 49ers Show on Snowman Sportsnet. Hosted by Brian Snow, each week you will get a recap of the game that just happened and the game that will happen. All the stats, facts, and figures, all the fun notes, fan chats, and everything else you could put into 30 minutes. This is That 49ers Show on Snowman Sportsnet. Wednesdays at 7 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Central.
Cause we take this job so serious.
What are we doing?
What in the all types of blue hell?
This is Snowman in the Morning.
And after the hour, as we continue this Manic Monday edition of Snowman in the Morning, we'll have a tribute to John Sterling a little bit later with one of my favorite calls from him from 2002. Now, to the NBA we go. Not one, not two, but 3 game 7s. 3 of them. Yes, folks. There were
Game 7.
Not 2 times, but 3 times. The Pistons got rid of the Magic. The Cleveland Cavaliers somehow, some way got rid of the Toronto Raptors. But I want to focus on Boston. The Boston Celtics lost at home in the Garden to these Philadelphia 76ers, 109-100. It's the first time that the Celtics lost a game. Well, let me say this. When these two met in 1982, Andrew Toney, former Sixer great, became the Boston Strangler. A revived version of that would be Tyrese Maxey, coupled with Joel Embiid. When I saw these two work together last night, I'm thinking that's the way the Sixers have needed to play since they drafted Joel Embiid. But we all know Joel Embiid's history. In his 11th year out of Kansas, he can't stay healthy. He's healthy now. 34, 12, and I believe 6 last night. Saturday night.
How do you let Joel Embiid ball out?
And the Celtics, I will give them this, had a very mitigating circumstance. They were minus Jason Tatum. That is where this comes in. Now give me this camera. Boston, I told you before game 5, you had one job to do. You had your foot on Philadelphia's throat in the process of proving once again that the Philadelphia 76ers do not belong in the playoffs. And what did you do? You choked. Plain and simple English. Thank you, George Carlin. You choked. How do you choke a 3-1 series lead to a team that couldn't keep up with you inside your own division? How do you choke a 3-1 series lead before you lost your leader to a team that you beat in the regular season? And on 2 of those 3 occasions, you didn't even score 100 points. Game 5, you only scored 96. Game 6, you only scored 94. And then game 7, you barely got to 100 points. You let this Philadelphia 76er team, which has been hampered by injuries, outplay you, outwork you, outdog you, and outhustle you. Period. Now, where do we put the blame for this? It's pretty simple to me. You put the blame on Joe Mazzulla. So, in a playful fashion, I say, Dear Joe Mazzulla,
you're fired.
You need to go. You need to go. Stand by a minute, folks. There we go. That's what I needed. Joe Mazzulla, you need to be ousted, gone, sent packing, out of here. Because, dagnabbit, because since 2024, when your team won the world championship, and I know everyone is going to know the answer to this, what have you done since 2024? I'll answer that for you. Nothing. I never thought I would say this about a Boston Celtics team. I never thought I would say this given the history of the Boston Celtics. But I'm going to say it here and now until you prove me wrong. This Celtics team sucks. Stephen A. Smith once upon a time said, how do you lose by 31 points to these Los Angeles Lakers? How do you lose a 3-1 lead to these Philadelphia 76ers? And I know Jason Joseph is going to come after me very playfully when I say this. You don't even know half of these guys, save Maxey and Embiid. I mean, who in the blue hell is VJ Edgecombe? But how did you let Philadelphia, and I'm kidding as I say that because I know who that is. I mean, how do you not use your advantage inside? How do you not use your advantage in speed? How do you not use your advantage in drawing fouls and getting to the foul line? Basic stuff. In the last 3 games, you lived outside the arc and you died outside the arc because Philadelphia got you to rush. Philadelphia got you to speed up your game. Philadelphia got you to play outside of your game. And it's not the first time this has happened before. 2018 East Finals Game 7, anybody? The Celtics were rolling until LeBron James showed up, and I got more on him later. You were rolling right along, just having a good time. You win 2 in Philadelphia. The last 2 years, thank you, Arku, and welcome. Playmakers here, Jamal Mosley out in Orlando. That's not a surprise. More on that in a moment. But how do you lose a 3-1 lead when you were the overwhelming favorite to not only win this series, but to come out of the Eastern Conference? Because not many people trust the Detroit Pistons, though they may have reason to trust them now after what they did. The Pistons did to Orlando what Philadelphia did to you. And that's wipe out a 3-1 lead. And they won Game 7. The Sixers won Game 7 on your home floor, which means the Sixers are partying like it's 1982 because they did that in May of 1982, thanks to 34 points from one Andrew Toney, a.k.a. the Boston Strangler. Philadelphia led by double digits virtually the entire way. And the way Boston just quit, even given the fourth quarter rally, the Celtics plain flat out quit until it was too little, too late. In the fourth quarter, in the fourth quarter, as the Sixers were trying to pull away, and I got a little blame for the Sixers too in letting the Celtics back in this game. That should have been a 25-point whitewash. That should have been a 25-point win. Okay? And good morning, Nixon. Thank you. The Celtics got kicked out of their own house by a team that is held together by duct tape, Band-Aids, bubble gum, and super glue. Now, how are they going to do against the Knicks? I don't care. Let's give both teams L's and move on. But for the Philadelphia 76ers to go into your house and beat you soundly, Joe Mazzulla, you deserve to be fired. In the last 3 games, your coaching sucked ass. In the last 3 games, your coaching blew chunks. In the last 3 games, your coaching sucked more than the Chicago Cubs Game 6 against the Florida Marlins in the 8th inning. This one's for Droid. In the last 3 games, Joe Mazzulla, your coaching has sucked more than the New York Mets trying to beat the Kansas City Royals in 2015. In the last 3 games, in the last 3 games, Joe Mazzulla, your coaching has sucked more than Shedeur Sanders trying to throw a pass in a clean pocket. Yes, I said it, clean pocket, and he can't even do that. In the last 3 games, Joe Mazzulla, your coaching and your team has sucked more than Gun Run trying to run a doggone business. That should tell you everything you need to know. And to Brad Stevens, you need to go too. You put this team together. Brad Stevens, when you stepped away from the bench and stepped into the executive office. You need to go too. The Celtics need to put some new blood in there. The Celtics need to put some the Celtics need to put some new blood in there. They need to get some people that actually know basketball. Not saying Stevens does it, but look at the last 2 years. And then you got this thing named Joe Mazzulla as your head coach. Now what do? That's the question facing the Boston Celtics right now going into next year, because they should have had a deep run into this month and maybe beyond into June. Instead, they're sent packing, they're sent fishing, and they're sent digging for answers by a 76er team that was more broken up than any pass thrown by a Cleveland Browns quarterback in the past 5 years. Figure it out, Boston. You got the whole summer and part of the fall to figure out why you had a great fall. That's Snowman's take. What's yours?
My darling in the chat.
Nobody expected Boston to be in the playoffs this season. I did. The bloody hell with that. If we could only go back to Kevin Garnett and Paul Pierce Celtics. Nah, I'll do you one better, Knicks. I'll do you one better.
That's Tia. That's my darling.
Well, good morning, Tia. Good morning, Tia. Tia, I'll do you one better. If we could really go back old school with Kevin McHale, Larry Bird, and Robert Parrish. This Celtics team sucked.
There you go.
When it came to the playoffs, this Celtics team sucked. Now, I know a lot of people, playmaker included, playmaker included, is going to tell me,
Stop it. Get some help.
I just know what my old eyes have seen, and what my old eyes have seen ain't good. Like I said, Boston, figure it out. You got the whole summer to do it. No, Snowman's not mad that Cleveland won their series. No way. You ain't heard nothing yet. And yes, I know I'm overreacting, but doggone it, I'm overreacting to what I saw. And it wasn't good. Let's take a break. When y'all get back, more Game 7 chaos. And there was lots and lots and lots of chaos. Back in the deuce.
This is Snowman in the Morning.
Drew Willingham.
In this case, yeah, you put the blame on Kyle Shanahan for apparently not preparing the team enough for the overtime rules, supposedly.
Cole Johnson.
Peyton was considered the winner, and he was the darling of all darlings for Gerald.
With a special appearance by Tyrone Alizé McDummy.
Ain't nobody calling me. Text. Delete.
Join these two football enthusiasts as they give you Total Football Talk. Live every Monday at 4 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Central on the Sertoba Media and the Comey Media YouTube channels. Hey, Eagles fan. Join my man Cool McCain and a host of others as they break down every single game, every single week in an objective manner, and also from a fan's perspective as well. Remember, this cast feels just like you. Nobody likes you. And you don't care. Fly, Eagles, fly. Eagles Elite Podcast. Every Wednesday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern on YouTube and other podcast outlets.
From the hills of Santa Clara to the legacy of the stick, this is where red runs deep and greatness wears gold. 40 plus years of fan, 30 years in the booth, and now it's personal. The 49ers like you've never heard them before. This is That 49ers Show on Snowman Sportsnet. Hosted by Brian Snow, each week you will get a recap of the game that just happened and the game that will happen. All the stats, facts, and figures, all the fun notes, fan chats, and everything else you could put into 30 minutes. This is That 49ers Show on Snowman Sportsnet. Wednesdays at 7 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Central.
Cause we take this job so serious.
What are we doing? What in the all types of blue hell?
This is Snowman in the Morning.
$42 after the hour. And Playmaker, I owe you this one. Now I'm going to need the swear jar for this.
Oh, boy.
Dear NBA, Adam Silver, and constituents, what the was that this season? You got, Victor, you know what's coming. Eight teams that lost 55 games or more. Are you kidding me? The Brooklyn Mets, the Indiana Pacers, and the Washington Wizards with 62, 63, and 65 losses, respectively. And then you have 5 teams in the Western Conference: New Orleans, Dallas, Memphis, Sacramento, and Utah, where the lowest number of losses in that bunch was 56. Really? Does the quality of the NBA suck that badly? Yes, it does. And Cole Johnson pointed this out on one of the greatest basketball shows, Shooting Lights Out, that a bulk of the fault goes to the one and dones. A bulk of the fault goes to the one and dones because they're not ready. Simply put, they're not ready. Matter of fact, I'll have a little fun with this. Are these guys actually ready to play quality NBA basketball?
No.
I know some of these people are going to tell me,
Shut up, bitch.
but haven't you seen the quality go down in the NBA since they allowed these one and dones to come into the NBA? The current NBA product is garbage. The current NBA product blows. You understand me? And the fact that and I know I'm overreacting, but screw it. And the fact they kept this play-in tournament and the NBA Cup. I'm being a little facetious because I know both of those are money grabs. I understand that. I know that. But still, these one and dones have watered down the NBA so much you think you were drinking. No, I can't make that joke. I won't make that joke. I won't make that joke. I promise I wouldn't make that joke. Everything is a money grab in the NBA now. And it's at the loss of the college students who want to come into the league after only 1 year. Do I understand the pressure? Yes. A lot of that comes from family. I get it. I've seen it. But don't you think you would have done better with a little bit more seasoning? I mean, what happened to teams drafting all seniors? The joke will be available on Snowman After Dark, only on Patreon. Man, don't you tempt me. If I have a Snowman After Dark, I'll pull Jen in and we'll cuss our brains out about a lot of things. Which Jen is going to do anyway on her podcast called Hear Me Out, produced by Snowman Multimedia. More on that later. But 8 teams have 60 losses. 8 teams have at least 55 losses. And thank you, Playmaker, for this fact. The quality of the NBA has gone through the floor. And the league won't change anything because they're bringing in a boatload of. Give me this button. They're bringing in a load of money. And they continue to allow this to happen. What happened to teams actually competing because they want to compete? What happened to players wanting to compete because they actually want to compete? I'll tell you what happened. Money happened. I'll tell you what happened. A certain player can't. Here, give me this button. I'll tell you exactly. You know what? I know I'm going to get a lot of flack for this, and I'm partially kidding as I do this, but I'll tell you exactly what happened to the league in 2003.
Hemorrhoid. Lebron. Hemorrhoid.
Listen, I'm gonna say it as it is as a Rockets fan. The moment we lost Game 3 was the moment that series was over. When we won back-to-back, you shouldn't have expected any more of the Rockets after that. And I told y'all right here on this show, we're not winning Game 6.
Mm-hmm. The love of the game has become secondary. Yes, it has. And you know what I think about that?
This
is filth.
It's filthy, it's stupid, and the quality will not improve.
Listen, you know what I'm about to do with the GM of the Rockets? I'm gonna pick them up. This is hypothetical. I'm not actually gonna do this. Get off of me. I'm gonna take the GM and I'm gonna put him in the air fryer.
Don't do that. Don't do that. But 8 teams in the NBA had at least 55 losses. If that ain't tanking, I don't know what is.
I mean, who's the number one pick? AJ DeBansa, would you say?
I don't care because this crop blows.
But AJ DeBansa.
Shut up. It doesn't matter who the number one pick is. It will never matter again who the number one pick is until Adam Silver grows a set and tell these kids to keep getting seasoned. Instead of 1 and done, how about 3 and done? Play 3 seasons.
The NHL requirement, if you're going to college, right, you commit to a college. The NHL requirement is you must finish out college. You can't do 3 years and then leave. You can't do 2 years and then leave. You have to play all 4 years in college because it's called proper development.
And that should be the rule of the NBA. They'll never go back to it because since they've gone to this 1 and done because of
hemorrhoid, LEBRON, hemorrhoid.
Because of that, this 1 and done culture has watered down, blown up, and ruined the NBA. And I lay it all at Adam Silver's feet, and I lay it all at his feet. I'm not allowed to say his name because it's not Wednesday. But the dog can.
Hemorrhoid. LEBRON, hemorrhoid.
8 teams with 55 losses. Really? It's bad enough you can't find the games because they're streaming all over the place and you don't know which network is going to have what. And second, they put these teams on primetime NBA. Who wants to see a broke down Anthony Davis try to revive his career, which has been over since 2020? Who wants to see John Morant try to revive his career after he shot it in the foot? Who wants to see the Sacramento Kings, period? Who wants to see the Brooklyn Mess? What have the Brooklyn Mets done since they came to Brooklyn from New Jersey? I'll answer that for you. Noth and ing.
I was going to say, draft a top 10 pick every year.
I cannot stand the NBA right now because the quality of play in the NBA is bad, and that's being nice about it. Oh, it's not just the play. Tia, it's not just the players. It's the folks in charge of the money. And sometimes I just want to tell them,
get out of my face, you thirsty bitches.
Adam Silver, since you've taken over commissionership of the NBA for the late, great David Stern.
You're despicable.
Especially since you won't do anything to get rid of that.
Hemorrhoid. LEBRON. Hemorrhoid.
You've done nothing to fix this.
He's done nothing and ing.
And it's going to get worse and worse and worse.
It's getting worse and worse.
AJ DeBansa, who in the blue hell is that? Oh, by the way, Adam Silver, you didn't step up in effort to blow up Oklahoma City, the team that is, and move them back home. And y'all know where home is. Seattle, Washington. In my eyes only, maybe people agree with me when I say this, maybe not, but I'm going to go ahead and say it anyway. You know when everything changed besides the one and dones? When ESPN took the majority television contract in 2003. When that happened, everything went down. CBS had legendary coverage of the NBA. NBC, we all know what NBA on NBC was. There's a lot of blame to go around. Not just the players, but the folks in charge. You want the NBA to get better? Sit in a room without a window. Bring all your folks together and hammer it out, will you? Make the players play 4 years. Make the players play all 4 years.
But let me explain how the NHL does it. So basically, you can commit to a school, and you can get drafted. But here's the thing, you can't go and play until you finish out. That's the thing. Does the NCAA really want to have NBA caliber players play all 4 years?
Listen, one and dones. Go back to school and develop better and finish out, will you? Now get up.
I actually thought you were going to say, now get out of my face.
That's
Here's a new rule. If you declare for the draft after your freshman year in college, this is from Ryan McCarthy, you are required to spend a season in the G League. No, not a season, 2 seasons. Need to develop, man. They need to these kids need to develop. They're playing. The kids are coming in 18, 19 years old. Cooper Flag, I love you, but and they're not fully developed, man. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Okay. Genevieve, I have a bone to pick with you.
Like what?
I haven't messed with you all morning. I haven't picked on you all morning. I haven't messed with you all morning. I'm going to mess with you now.
Why?
He's bored.
Actually, I'm not bored. I'm just having fun. I'm giving her this camera. Why didn't you bring any Umas?
Why didn't I what?
Okay. I said, why didn't you bring any Umas? Gotcha.
I told you I would be a bit busy, and I was busy because I got a new obsession.
Listen, he wanted the horror interview this week, not next week.
So, Jen, before we go to the ID, what's your new obsession?
Tomodachi life, living the dream.
I'm sorry, what?
It's the new Tomodachi Life game that came out for the Switch about a month ago.
Ah.
And my friends are obsessed with it, and they helped me get a hold of it, and now I'm obsessed with it.
Now you're obsessed with it.
And before any of you ask, one, yes, Snowman is on my island. I actually just added him in today. I gave him a fancy suit and everything.
Well, thank you.
And two, yes, Luna Snow is on the island as well. And she's currently got a crush on my friend Hime.
Hime.
And three, Tia is on the island as well. She and I are already married in game.
Use a troll. Troll. Use a troll. I said that. Use a troll. Use a troll.
Why are you laughing? Why are you laughing?
Because I repeated this several times on Friday and you were cracking up laughing.
Okay, do you guys want to know why he was doing that? So you know how we have the bronzexuals around here?
Yes.
So my good friend Atreus, he and I were talking about certain thing that happened regarding a certain peanut.
Yeah.
Basically, I was getting attacked by his fans for saying that he does not deserve to be among the VTubing community. And you want to know what Atreus decided? He decided that from now on, he's calling all of his fans, and this is what made Snowman absolutely crack up. But Atreus has now deemed all of them as radios. Please forgive me for this. Nutsexuals.
Use a troll. Troll. Use a troll. Troll.
And there he goes.
I said that. Use a troll. Troll.
There he goes.
Troll. Troll. I said that. Use a troll. Troll. Use a troll. Troll. Use a troll. I said that. Use a troll.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm going to get him in here and we're going to redo that one. We're at the top of the hour. Back after this.
This is Snowman in the Morning.
Drew Willingham.
In this case, yeah, you put the blame on Kyle Shanahan for apparently not preparing the team enough for the overtime rules, supposedly.
Cole Johnson.
Peyton was considered the winner, and he was the darling of all darlings for Gerald.
With a special appearance by Tyrone Alizé McDummy.
Ain't nobody calling me. Text. Delete.
Join these two football enthusiasts as they give you Total Football Talk. Live every Monday at 4 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Central on the Sertoba Media and the Comey Media YouTube channels. Hey, Eagles fan. Join my man Cool McCain and a host of others as they break down every single game, every single week in an objective manner, and also from a fan's perspective as well. Remember, this cast feels just like you. Nobody likes you. And you don't care. Fly, Eagles, fly. Eagles Elite Podcast. Every Wednesday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern on YouTube and other podcast outlets.
From the hills of Santa Clara to the legacy of the stick, this is where red runs deep and greatness wears gold. 40 plus years of fan, 30 years in the booth, and now it's personal. The 49ers like you've never heard them before. This is That 49ers Show on Snowman Sportsnet. Hosted by Brian Snow, each week you will get a recap of the game that just happened and the game that will happen. All the stats, facts, and figures, all the fun notes, fan chats, and everything else you could put into 30 minutes. This is That 49ers Show on Snowman Sportsnet. Wednesdays at 7 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Central.
Cause we take this job so serious.
What are we doing?
What in the all types of blue hell?
This is Snowman in the Morning.
I thought so. Jen, take us to the ID.
Wait, what? What?
You heard what I said. Take us to
Why
the
me?
ID. Take us to the ID.
Okay, you know what? Fine, we owe you an ID. Just do it.
You're listening to WQVZ, 1700 AM Mission Radio.
Broadcasting live in your region, across our nation, and around the world, this is Snowman Multimedia.
We need to see.
Put somebody in the middle of the field.
It's really, in the end, basically a skill issue.
Jesus Christ.
Well, that game sucked.
You fool!
I'm on Alarm Island.
What the f is that?
Give me them cocks!
Now get out my face, you thirsty bitches.
Now get out of my face, you thirsty bitches.
Now get out of my face, you thirsty bitches. Now get the hell out of my face, you thirsty bitches.
11:04. And dear, here, give me this. Give me this. Where'd it go? It's right here. Dear Jamal Mosley.
You're fired.
Jamal Mosley out as the coach of the Orlando Tragic after 5 seasons, paying the widely expected price after the team blew a 3-1 series lead and got eliminated by the Detroit Pistons in round 1 of the Eastern Conference playoffs. First of all, I didn't think the Magic would even make the playoffs. They made the play-in, won 2 games, got to the first round, raced out to a 3-1 lead against the number 1 seed in the East. And then this happened.
So I realized that I think, even though it's not advertised,
right,
there has to be a place for stupid people. We don't know because we're not stupid, so we don't know anything about it. It's like a secret club society.
Oh my gosh.
So I come to the conclusion that he graduated from SU, stupid university. Yeah, and all the stupid ass letters that go along with graduating high honors of being stupid. I can't do no more, man.
Vámonos, dominos, vámonos. Stupid university, where everyone graduates. Magna cum stupid.
That's for you, Chris Bass. Mosley was an assistant coach with the Denver Nuggets, Cleveland Cavaliers, and Dallas Mavericks before being hired by Orlando in 2021. Built teams anchored by strong defenses with the Magic. Team ranked 3rd in 2023-24 and number 2 overall last year, but before falling to 11th this year. And their defense really let them down. They really let them down because I said this earlier in the program, if you have a team down 3-1, you're supposed to step on their throat and finish them. Orlando did not. Now, where does the blame go on this one? Well, they already got their scapegoat in Jamal Mosley. But what did the Magic in was game 6 in the 4th quarter when the Magic couldn't throw it in the ocean. They were missing more shots than the Tampa Bay Lightning last night. They were missing more shots than Craig Elo against the Bulls at any time. The GM got an extension during the season and no one knew. Yeah, what up with that, Orlando? Didn't know that for the longest time. And now Jamal Mosley gets canned. What? So if you were signing, this will take my thought a different way. So if you were signing your GM to an extension, knowing you had a young team, wouldn't it have been fair to sign Jamal Mosley to an extension and give him a chance to figure it out? Or give him a second round of chances to figure it out? You got a great anchor in Paolo Banchero. Great anchor. Now you just have to go about the business of building around him. This is one of the few times I cannot explain an 8 seed in Orlando. And remember, they got the welcome my suffering. I understand. Playmaker, I get it. Playmaker, I get it. I understand. I mean this next joke very playfully. Hell, Jen gets it not running the Umas every Tuesday because she has to work. I told you I was kidding when I said that.
I know.
But how do you explain giving your GM an extension and not doing the same for your coach? Shouldn't it be kind of tied together? I use the example of my beloved 49ers. When they extended John Lynch, they also extended Kyle Shanahan. Just using that as an example. Just using that as an example. Droid, tell me your thoughts on this Orlando Ale.
It's stupid.
That works for me. But where do you think the fault lies with Orlando?
The fault doesn't lie with the coach because the coach basically gave them everything that they could to win.
True.
The players just didn't execute. The coach isn't responsible for a 19-point half.
Well, it's like the late Jim Durham said all the time. The execution is up to you.
The coach tells you how to do it. It's up to you to go and actually do it.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm tired of people saying, oh, well, maybe they would have won game 6. Well, yeah, maybe they would have won game 6 if the players could score more than 19 points.
Game 6 in the fourth quarter did Orlando in.
9 total points in that fourth quarter. 9
points, which is one more than 8. That's for you, Victor. 9 points in the fourth quarter, and you only had a grand total of 2 field goals in 12 minutes. 2. The other 5 points came from the free throw line. You had 2 field goals in the fourth quarter. We got a correction. 8 points in the fourth quarter. There you go. 8. Give me this button. They had 8 points in the fourth quarter. 8, you f***ers. Thank you, Lewis Black. Playmaker, I know you were going ballistic during that game. Let me tell you all about game 6. Okay. Orlando led that game by 24 points. You can't make this up. Orlando led game 6 with a chance to close out the number 1 seed by 24 points.
Not 21, not 18, not 15.
24 points. 23 consecutive missed shots. That's as bad as the Rockets back in 2018 missing 27 consecutive threes in Game 7 in the Western Conference Finals. Look, it's the comparison that came to mind. Okay,
it's a good comparison, but still, shut up.
No. By the way, Droid.
You like that? You like that?
Wait, who muted me?
I didn't mute you.
Probably
didn't
an
mute
audio he
myself.
played. Sometimes your browser can be a little weird if he plays like an audio and it will mute you and then it won't unmute you.
Yeah,
That
it
is
happens.
so.
It happens to me.
That is so weird. Like I wouldn't even know. I was
And I'm not
Tomodachi.
using the elements, and I'm not using the elements inside of the studio. I'm using my own soundboard here. Anyway, back to business.
How about we just blame this on Napoleon?
Nah, too easy.
Who do we blame it on then?
Now don't look at me now.
How about we blame Victor?
No, even better.
Huh?
We know that's just how StreamYard works. But for this episode, we're blaming the dog.
Might as well. He's not
Dog,
here.
why are you
He's
in the
not
truck
here.
again? We told you to stay out this episode.
Because yes, dog, it is you.
He couldn't resist coming in to see his little sis somehow.
No. Playmaker says everyone in a Magic uniform. I agree. How do you 23 consecutive shots missed, even 8 layups? Orlando for 3 quarters was running a layup line on the Detroit Pistons. The Detroit Pistons were getting sliced to pieces on the inside for 3 quarters. Atlanta was running a layup line for 3 quarters. Let me do it this way. And yes, I know I can't stand Stephen A, but I'm going to borrow from him. The Orlando Magic in Game 6 were slicing the Pistons to pieces for 36 minutes. They were getting to the foul line for 36 minutes. They were hitting every shot they could throw up there for 36 minutes. But in the final 12 minutes, and I'll use Jen's favorite word, they did nothing in the final 12 minutes. They couldn't throw it in the ocean in the final 12 minutes. They couldn't throw it off the backboard in the final 12 minutes. They couldn't do a thing against the suddenly formidable Detroit Piston defense in the final 12 minutes. They had more bricks than Craig Elo and the Cleveland Cavaliers back in the 80s in the final 12 minutes. They had more missed shots. Let me think. They had more missed shots than the Tampa Bay Lightning and the Pittsburgh Penguins put together in the final 12 minutes. Went to bed once Robinson hit that 3. Yeah. As a matter of fact, I will tell you, listen, as a matter of fact, where is it? Where is it? I can't find it. Somebody's been in my truck again. Nope, it's right here. You know, there is only one way and one way only that I can describe the Orlando collapse in the 4th quarter against the Detroit Pistons.
It's really, in the end, basically a skill issue.
Oh my god.
You thought the Orlando Magic was going to close them out? Who told this lie? Who told this
lie? The Orlando Magic haven't closed anything out since they had Tracy McGrady and Shaquille O'Neal.
The Orlando Magic haven't closed anything out since 2009 when they beat
Hemorrhoid. Lebron. Hemorrhoid.
In the Eastern Conference Finals. Man, the UCF Knights closed more games than the Orlando Magic has in that period of time.
That's a stretch.
As I said, they couldn't do anything in the final 12 minutes. The back door was closed for the final 12 minutes. There's a lid on that basket in the final 12 minutes. They couldn't throw it in the ocean in the final 12 minutes. Those 12 minutes got Jamal Mosley fired. Those final 12 minutes got Jamal Mosley shaken, bacon, whipped, dipped, chipped, chopped, and fricasseed. It still leads to the question, why didn't you extend the coach when you extended the GM? Which leads to me thinking they were planning to fire Mosley if they didn't go all the way anyway. So it also leads me to believe, and Playmaker, you can correct me if I'm wrong in this thought process, it also leads me to believe that Jamal Mosley was a sitting duck this year. Which leads me to say to Orlando, you fool! That you extend the GM and you don't extend the coach. The Orlando Magic messed up. One word, Paolo. Yep, Paolo Banchero. Couldn't do a thing. Couldn't do a thing. I hate to make this joke, Playmaker, but forgive me. And y'all thought he was going to be a thing? Who told this lie? You fool! But really, Orlando, y'all up in that fourth quarter last night. Paolo's the reason is why Mosley is gone. Okay, so Paolo has some pull in that organization, but this was way before the playoffs. Yeah, I can actually believe it. I still think Mosley was a sitting duck when the season began. Orlando, you got a lot of questions to answer. A lot. Now, we're going to take a break. And speaking of questions, this pretty lady is going to play 20 questions with us.
Huh?
We're going to do a little segment I like to call Rapid Fire with the Empress. Favorites, non-favorites, food, everything. And she's not going to like me for this, but we're going to have a lot of fun. Introduce.
This is Snowman in the Morning.
I'm Jenny Garth, and as a mother of 3, I know kids worry about a lot of things. Getting enough food to eat shouldn't be one of them. But here in America, that is a real worry for 1 in 5 children. Even though we are one of the most food-rich countries in the world, 15 million children don't know where their next meal is coming from. This is unacceptable, and something the Feeding America nationwide network of food banks is working to solve. Instead of accepting that our country lets billions of pounds of surplus food go to waste every year, Feeding America has made it their mission to help families in need by rescuing this food. Through food pantries and meal programs, the nationwide network of food banks provides more than 3 billion meals, serving virtually every community in the United States, including yours. Join me in supporting Feeding America and your local food bank by visiting feedingamerica.org. Together, we can solve hunger. Together, we're Feeding America.
My mother was always very familiar with her neighborhood, but one day she stopped at the stop sign for much longer than usual. And she didn't know whether she should go forward or turn, and she wasn't even really sure where she was at. It was very unsettling for her.
I felt so much better after my son told me, "Mom, I don't want you to worry or be afraid. I'll be there for you and we'll figure it out."
'Cause we take this job so serious.
I don't have a suggestion as to anything but keep the bitch. Keep her. If she does not,
Wow. What in the all types of blue hell?
This is Snowman in the Morning.
Mm. 23 after the hour. Still got a tribute to do for John Sterling. We'll do that to close things out. But let's have a little fun. This pretty lady's been with us almost 2 years now, and we don't know some of her favorites. So we're going to play a little rapid fire. I'll throw a question at her about something that I'll throw a question at her, and she'll tell me what her favorite answer is, her answer to that question. And we're going to start with this. Favorite drink? As you took one just a moment ago.
Oh, I realized I was muted.
Muted.
Sorry. Okay, favorite drink, Pepsi Max Cherry.
Okay. Favorite food?
Oh God. Can I just say, as long as it's not spicy, I will eat it.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Favorite snack?
Chocolate.
Sounds like my wife. Favorite game to play?
Marvel Rivals.
Marvel Rival, of course. Of course. The 5-time Jeopardy champion they're in. Favorite thing to do when not streaming?
Just chill out and watch YouTube.
Fair.
Why are you laughing?
Favorite thing you have ever created?
What? Favorite thing I've created?
Okay, she can't pick one. We'll come back to that. Favorite thing about being here on the show with us?
I would have to say just being able to have fun and laugh with you guys, and without having to have any knowledge on this, on all the sports that you talk about.
Like I said, this is the same young lady. I don't know anything about football, which is a lie because she kicked our asses in all this year.
Swear to God.
No, I know. All right, take a break. When you all get back, this time they'll ask me the questions.
What?
The folks here on the panel are going to play rapid fire, and this time I'm the victim. Back in a minute.
This is Snowman in the Morning.
Join Ryan McCarthy.
I became a Jets fan because Kermit the Frog was my favorite Muppet because he was green, and the Jets wore green. That's how I became a Jets fan.
And Dustin Henry.
ESPN is cashing all in on let's pay a few personalities and we'll just kind of fill in the gaps.
As they walk you through all of the world of sports from their perspective.
The Albany Empire, it's a literal circus.
No credentials required. Where, Ryan, say the tag.
Where you don't need a press pass to talk sports.
Every Monday at 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central. On YouTube and where you can find all podcasts. Oh, yes. The tradition, the pageantry, the spectacle, the history, the slut. Wait. I gotta rep my brother's stuff right. All my DMV soldiers, stand up! And welcome to the Commander's Gridiron Report. You want your commanders to be repped right? Well, D. Willie is your man. Commander's Gridiron Report. Every Tuesday at 11:05 a.m. Eastern, 10:05 a.m. Central on the Sotoba Media YouTube channel. Music by J. Cool.
Where my soldiers? Right side. Commanders. Where my soldiers? Left side.
Join the transporter to Hades.
Your butt and gut becomes one.
Join the reformer of hooker whores.
This is my daughter, Placenta Booty Johnson.
Join the bronze god.
Whenever you are in distress, take off your baseball cap and throw it in the air.
Join your very own superhero of broadcasting, Chris Bass.
So whatever color crayon they get, they palm it and do 2 circles, and that translates to, I can beat up black people.
As he takes you through the week's paces in Baseline. Live every Saturday at 8 a.m. Eastern, 7 a.m. Central, Pacific Time Zone people, just stay asleep when this is on live and just catch the recording. Oh, I'm sorry. Exclusively on the Chris Bass YouTube channel. Cause we take this job so serious.
I'm on Alarm Island. Give me them cocks!
Okay.
What in the all types of blue hell?
This is Snowman in the Morning.
Way home through hour 2, and as promised, these guys are going to play rapid fire with me. So, and to anyone in the chat, any questions you want to know about me, fire away.
Oh.
Jen, and
Droid, are you still there?
If you mean mentally, no.
We're playing rapid fire questions, and we get to ask Snowman anything.
I already know a lot about Brian.
Well, fire something away anyway. Meanwhile,
First console you ever played?
Say it again.
First gaming console you ever played?
Atari 5200.
Yo.
I told you I'm old.
Yeah, and he makes me feel young somehow. If you weren't a 49ers or a Colts fan, what fan would you be?
Ugh. Probably Chicago Bears, because that's where I'm from.
I've got one.
All right.
Favorite VTuber, but you're not allowed to say me.
Pass. Okay, change that. I'll answer that question. Everyone I run into.
Aww.
Especially Artreus' crazy ass.
with the thing I said to you on Friday.
Yes. Yes, and I wore it out. Next one.
Favorite Uma.
Vodka. Vodka.
The last time you actually enjoyed the NBA?
Actually enjoyed it.
Yeah.
1998.
Oh, here's one from Tia. If you had to choose, Marlins or Rays? This will judge my dislike from here on out, LMAO.
Oh, come on. Really? This will judge my dislike from here on out. Marlins. It would be the Fish. Because the Fish have caused havoc in Chicago in 2003, and I love them forever for that.
I'm like locked into MLB The Show, so I'm like not even. My brain has run out of questions already. Because it's not like when Dan Miller caught on and I had like 25 questions. This is a man I've known for almost 3 years now.
Bro, the coffee, what?
McCarthy says, why you do him like that? That's like choosing between diarrhea and appendicitis. Oh, and you know what? I don't want any more surgeries in my life. Ever.
I don't think either of us do.
I've had enough surgery. There's a soda pop. I've had enough surgeries in my
soda
life.
pop.
33 after the hour. And
Maddie! Hello, Maddie!
Hi, Maddie. I don't have. Did I erase it? I sure did. I erased his intro. Well, let me look for it now. Jay, stand by. I got one for Joyd. If you weren't a Chiefs fan, what fan would you be?
I probably would follow in my father's footsteps, be a Saints fan.
If you weren't a Royals fan, what fan would you be?
Brewers.
Brewers. Same goes.
I've always had a fascination for Christian Yelich, so I'd be a Brewers fan.
McCarthy has one. If you could travel to any era to cover sports, which era would you choose and why? See, that's a tie. That's a tie between the Montana era for the 49ers and the Jordan era for the Bulls. Because simultaneously, I watched both of them. Tia says, Votto or Jeter? The shortstop, number 2, Derek Jeter. Number 2. I like Votto, but I like Jeter better. Somebody's waiting for us. Jay Spivey joins us here during Snowman in the Morning on Monday. Jay, how are you, my man?
What's up?
Okay, we had a discussion earlier in the show about how bad the one and dones have ruined the NBA. Your thoughts?
It's not just ruined the NBA; it's ruined basketball as a whole. It's ruined high school basketball. It's ruined college basketball. It's ruined the NBA. It just has.
Yeah.
Frankly, if they're going to be just one and done, and some of them are pretty obvious they're going to be one and done, just go ahead. As much as I don't think 18-year-olds are ready for the NBA, for a lot of reasons, just go ahead and put them in the NBA.
But why do they play only 1 year and then leave? Why don't they stay for the full? Yeah,
money.
There you go.
It's money. I don't care how much they're making NIL. They're not going to make that much in them. They're not going to make as much doing NIL as they are in the NBA.
In the NBA, right? And for me, it just made the quality of play so bad.
Well, with transfer portal and one and dones, it's hard to root for college basketball until the tournament because you don't know who's on the team.
Right. Because some may transfer mid-season and some transfer. A lot of players transfer in after 1 year somewhere else, and you don't recognize them when they come in until you think, okay, didn't he play somewhere else? That transfer portal has wrecked college sports, man.
Some of them are playing 4 or 5 different teams over 4, 5, 6, 7 years. Hopefully, they're going to tamper that down. But you should not be allowed to play for 4 or 5 different teams. You just shouldn't be.
How do they tamper that down anyway?
Well, they're supposedly going to do this, but
if it was in your hands, Jay, how would you tamper that down?
I would go back with the original thing and say you get 5 years of eligibility max.
Yeah,
and you could transfer once within that period.
Well, what kicked the portal wide open? to where it is now, which is
because there were no guardrails with it. None.
Yeah.
It's just the wild, wild west. You can do whatever you want. And these kids get such bad advice.
Yeah, they do.
And most of it's not from their coaches or the parents give them bad advice because it's all about money for the parents, a lot of them at least.
Yeah.
And they get their friends or their AAU coaches are giving them terrible advice.
Terrible.
And there's so many more agents down there than there used to be. That a lot of these agents have no clue what they're doing.
But how are they allowed to influence the players as much as they do?
You talking about the agents?
Yeah, I shouldn't say as much as they do, as often as they do.
Well, because they get a percentage of that cut, so that it's part of their money as well.
Mm-hmm. The portal's out of control. The NIL is out of control, and they've got no regulations on the NIL. None.
Zero.
None. Because
and people think this is a one-off with Duke.
No.
On Amazon Prime.
No, it's not. It's not. What do they have on Amazon Prime now? 3 feature games with them?
3 feature non-conference games during the season.
3 featured and they're all on neutral sites.
Correct. That's correct. Michigan, UConn, and Gonzaga.
And they're all on neutral sites. You can't tell me they're not going to get a cut of that.
Oh, they're getting that. Why do you think they're doing it? They're not
because they're getting a big fat piece of that.
So in essence, I know it's just 3 games, but in essence, Amazon Prime is in essence the Duke's own network right now.
Yep, and they're gonna hype the daylights out of it. Hell, and in hindsight, they're probably doing it already. I haven't seen it, but they're probably doing it already.
And Jeff Bezos is a loathsome human being, but it sounds like he knows what he's doing on that front at least.
Why are so many events going to Amazon Prime?
Money.
Thursday night.
They're willing to put up millions and millions of dollars. That's why.
They did it for Thursday Night Football, which is what, a 6-year deal with Amazon?
I believe it was 7.
7-year deal.
And the rumor is they're really, I believe they can opt out. NFL can opt out after either this year or next year. And the rumor is that they're going hard after Sunday Night Football. And I think if they take the money with Amazon, with Prime, I think that would be a huge mistake because NFL on Sunday nights on NBC is just a huge deal.
It is.
Huge deal.
It is.
And if you move it to Prime, you're going to get some sort of an audience, but not near like what they have now.
No, you're not. Remember Sunday Night Football, and Jay, you remember this. Sunday Night Football wasn't even a thing.
No. It was a joke.
Showed up in '87.
It was a joke. And then TNT.
That's when Sunday Night Football really became a thing.
TNT had some horrible Sunday night games. Now it's
my God.
It's the #1 show on TV every week.
They split the coverage. For a long time, TNT would get the first 8 Sunday night games, and then ESPN would finish the season. They split it.
That's right.
And now Amazon Prime is making a bid for Sunday Night Football.
Yeah, I read a lot of stories the last couple of weeks about this. They're really making a hard push toward getting Sunday Night Football. And obviously NBC, as much as money as they have, they can't compete with that. They can't compete with Prime.
No, they can't. Who would be the broadcast team if Prime were to get it?
I don't know. We're looking at 2.
Anybody but Chris Collinsworth, I'll tell you that.
Would Mike Tirico get the assignment?
No, I doubt it. Unless they would pay him a lot of money, but I can't. With all his duties at NBC, I doubt he'd leave NBC.
No, I don't think he'd leave it because he's the lead voice for Notre Dame football, if I'm correct.
No, not anymore. Not anymore.
No?
No.
Oh, wow.
It's is it Faust now? Well, since he's doing Sunday Night Football, he can't do that. I'm sure he
okay. Okay. Fair enough.
And he anchored the coverage for the Kentucky Derby this past weekend. He does some golf tournaments. He does.
He's got the NBA.
Obviously, the Olympics are did.
Yep. He's got the NBA now since it's now moved to Peacock.
Yes.
Since it's now moved to Peacock, he's the lead voice. What have you? Okay. The other reason I think the fandom and the viewership is going down in the NBA, especially, and we talked about this before, you don't know where to find the games.
That's 100% true. That's 100% true.
Normally, if you had Sports Channel or Sports Vision when I was growing up, if you had Sports Vision, you were good. If they had a primetime game on CBS, and yes, I'm going there with CBS, you were good then. And remember, CBS couldn't televise the games live because they didn't have any revenue. It was down in the dumps. And then Magic Johnson and Larry Bird showed up, and now the games were live. I think the last taped finals game was 1981 with the Rockets and the Celtics in Game 6. Everything after that was live. And then it exploded in the 80s, especially when Michael Jordan came in 1984. Now, it's all over the place with different networks streaming it, different entities streaming it, because I'll use my hometown as an example. You got the Chicago Sports Network now, and they want $20 a month for you to see Blackhawk games, White Sox games, and Bulls games.
Yep.
They don't have Comcast Sportsnet anymore in Chicago. They don't have when it was let me think, Sports Vision. When it was Sports Vision, it was great.
Well, to give you an example of that, I know it's baseball, but the Braves have recently gotten their own network called Braves Vision. As you know, I've been on vacation for a little while, and so obviously I can't see it from where I am because they don't have it down where I am. So, and I've kind of gone back and forth as to whether to do this or not, but it's $99 a month to watch them on the app. Well, that's great and all, but I hate watching sports on my phone. I hate it. I just cannot get used to it. I can't sit there for 3 hours and watch something on my phone. I just cannot do it.
I can't do it either. I can't do it with CHSN either.
Just like with these basketball games, I can't sit there and watch a game for 2.5 hours on my phone.
Why? Everything's being driven that way.
Yeah, because kids want to watch everything on their iPad or phone. If you can get them to watch a sport at all.
Yeah, that's a big if, and I'll tell you what. My wife asked me this question, and now I want to pose it to you. And I have an answer, but I want to hear your answer. My wife asked me recently, why don't black children want to play baseball anymore?
It's unbelievable. I don't get it.
And for me, the reason is simple. 2 reasons: basketball and football. They seem to them more. It's more attracted to them.
Well, a lot of them tell me that it's boring. But if you really get down to nitty gritty, like I know you're a fan, I'm a huge fan.
Yes,
baseball is far from boring. If you really know how the sport's played.
If you really watch the game and learn all the nuances of baseball, it is not boring at all.
And the new time limits now, it's helped the game a lot.
It has.
It's helped the game a lot. Not only standing around and throwing over and this and walking off the mound and this and that. It's helped a lot. I mean, the games are down 20, 25 minutes a game for a lot of them.
Yes, they are.
But the other thing is, and this is partly baseball's fault, the collective bargaining agreement as currently constituted over years and years and years, you don't really get rich playing baseball until your first big contract.
Right.
And that's not the case with the NBA and the NFL.
You get rich off that first contract.
If you get your first, if you're drafted baseball, and whether it be high school or college, you get, especially if you're a first round pick, you get a big signing bonus, but that's it. They'd be getting minuscule salaries in the minor leagues.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's generally, unless some teams are doing it now, but unless your big league team gives you a big contract right from the start, as some of them have done this year, you got to wait 6 or 7 years before you get a big deal.
Before you get that big deal. Matrix says, I miss when a game was on TV. You could just open the channel and watch it. Now it costs an arm and a leg to even find and tune into a game. That's the truth.
Well, this drives me nuts. This is me talking here. It drives me crazy when I hear so-called experts say, well, he's going to play on Sundays. Well, no, the NFL is way more than just Sundays.
Yeah.
If you look at this coming schedule, which is coming out not this week, but next week, there are games going to be on every single day of the season but Wednesday.
But Wednesday.
No, I'm sorry, Tuesday.
Except Tuesday.
There will be a game on every single day of the week but Tuesday this season. So don't tell me that he's going to play on Sundays.
Because
And what got me was that these were ESPN people talk about this. They have Monday Night Football. I don't think that's
yes, they do. Yes, they do. I have not been a fan of Monday Night Football since ESPN took it over in 2006.
I will say again, I normally would agree with you, but I will say it's much better now than with Buck and Aikman.
I'll give you that.
Now that they've got legitimate announcers, it's far better now than with Buck and Aikman.
Which is why they made the move from Fox.
And I have a feeling, since ABC, ESPN's doing the Super Bowl this year, I have a feeling their Monday night games will be a lot better this year, just as kind of like an NFL doing something for them.
I think so. And you're right. ABC/ESPN does have the Super Bowl this year, and it's in Los Angeles.
Mm-hmm.
And it's in Los Angeles.
Right.
Tia says, I feel like the casting for baseball is kind of weird. I love watching in person, but on TV, I don't know. And she also backs it up with basketball and football sound more interesting when watching on TV versus baseball. With me, my thought is this. I have called all three sports for the better part. Watch out. I have called all three sports for the better part of 30 years. So I am very biased when it comes to being there in person. I haven't been able to be there because of my health. You all know that, but I've called a lot of games here in studio. And to an announcer's point, it's not the same like being there, but I can tell you, and my wife can tell you, if I find a baseball game, I'm going to watch it if I'm not strapping on the headset for it, because that's the first sport I grew up loving was baseball.
Right.
I grew up loving baseball.
Yeah.
Yeah, I told y'all all the time, my first favorite team was Whitey Herzog on the St. Louis Cardinals. And then being from Chicago, being from the South Side, I'm a White Sox fan all day long.
And it's funny you mentioned that, because I heard your opening earlier where you were talking about Jeter. I don't know if you heard it, but I don't know if you heard or not, but John Sterling died today.
Yeah, he did.
And a lot of people don't realize, everybody associates him with the Yankees, obviously so. But a lot of people don't realize he really kind of got
was in Atlanta.
Right. He started with the Braves on TBS.
He started with the Braves on TBS. He not only called Braves games on TBS, but he also called Atlanta Hawks games.
Right.
He called Atlanta Hawks games. He didn't get the call for the Yankees until 1989. So he was the voice of TBS for the longest time.
And he was, a friend of mine sent me this a while ago. He was on the call when Rick Camp hit the home run against the Mets.
And I remember
on July 4th in the 18th inning.
July 18th inning, and I always will remember what he said. If he hits a home run, this game will be certified as the wackiest game ever. And what did Rick Camp do on an 0-2 pitch? He blasted a game-tying home run.
And my dad was a huge Yankees fan. And I remember we were listening to Yankees in the car when he was doing the game on Sirius.
Yeah.
And I said, a lot of people don't know he worked for the Yankees. And he looked at me, my dad looked at me like, what are you talking about? I said, he worked for the Braves for a long time. He did. Well, I didn't know that. That's news to me.
He did. He was the voice of TBS. Like I said, he did Atlanta Hawks games and he did Atlanta Braves games.
It was him and Ernie Johnson Sr. Skip Carey and Pete Van Wieren.
Mm-hmm.
Pete Van Wieren.
That was the original team. That was the original team. And speaking of paying homage to John Sterling, here's a wacky call from 2002.
It's 4 for 11 lifetime against Trombley. The Yankees are a base hit from getting very close to tying this game. A little old single. The pitch swung on and hit in the air to deep right center. It is high. It is far. It is gone. It's a grand slam. Jason Giambi. It's the bottom of the 14th. 1 out. Walk off. Grand slam. And one of the best games you'll ever see. The Yankees rise from the dead in the bottom of the 14th and win the game 13-12. The Giambino, his proudest moment as a Yankee. They mob him at home plate in one of the wildest finishes you'll ever see. And by the way, ball game over. Yankees win. Ah! Yankees win.
It's funny you show that because I'm sure you probably know this. The Yankees own the Twins.
Yes.
They totally own the Twins.
Totally. They totally own the Twins. They totally own the Twins. I wanted to bring that one because aside of his World Series calls, of which I have a few, that's one of my favorites because of the circumstances. In the rain, extra innings. Twins get 3 in the top of the 14th, lead 12-9, and you would think that was it, but no, it wasn't.
The Giambino.
The Giambino. What was some of your favorite Yankee nicknames? We'll close with that.
Oh, I think the one that's stuck now is Judge. He always says the Judge has risen.
Yep. All rise. Here comes the Judge. The Bamtino for Tino Martinez, Burn Baby Burn for Bernie Williams, the Giambino we just heard.
Yeah, he had names for everybody.
He had names for everybody, and it's often been said if he had a name for you, then you made it. It's kind of like Chris Berman with Chris Berman's nicknames.
Right.
And you know what's bad? Go ahead, Jay.
I don't know. The story I read, it didn't show how he died. I think he was probably just brokenhearted.
You know what? I wouldn't be surprised because he's not in the booth. Because he's not in the booth calling Yankee games. He retired after 2024, and
the all-time best. I mean, I don't care what people say. The all-time best baseball announcer by far is Vin Scully.
Scully.
Not long after he retired, he died.
Yeah, right after 2016. All right, we're getting a cue. We got to get out of here. Jay Spivey joins us as he does every Monday at the bottom of this hour. Jay, love you, brother. Thank you very much for coming on. We'll talk to you next week.
All right, sounds good.
We got to go. Thanks for watching, everybody. Have a great day. God bless. Remember to make your next move your best move. And always remember, if your dreams don't scare you, they are simply not big enough. Dream big, do bigger. We hope y'all are too. So long, everybody. don't forget, this cute one's on Twitch, twitch.tv/Genevieve_Yoso. So long, everybody.